Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's segment of News You Can Use. So let me reintroduce myself. My name is Mya Henry, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys to share the latest updates and insights that can truly make a difference in your life and in your business as well. So for today's segment, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the most relevant news, trends, and topics and practical tips. That way you guys can stay ahead of the game. So without further ado, let's get started and prepare yourself for a very enriching and informative session that's gonna take you to the next level. All right, so let's jump right in. So getting started, the first thing I wanna share with you guys is how much money Americans say that they would need to earn to feel rich. So you can feel rich on almost any income. You could feel rich in relationships if you have very strong ties, or very rich and experiences if you spend a lot of time traveling and trying new things. But if you had to identify the salary that it would take to feel rich, it's probably significantly more than what you're currently making. So Americans say that they would need to earn 483,000 on average to feel rich or to achieve financial freedom. So that's over 8 times the national median income of about $57,000. And it's also a cool 250,000 more than the salary that people say would make them feel financially secure. So Generation X, they need the biggest salary to feel rich. So the fact is that you might not know how expensive life can get or how much money you're going to need to navigate life comfortably, much less luxuriously until you're a bit older. So that may help in explaining why the youngest adult generation, Gen Z, names the smallest salary that would make them feel rich. So those that are currently aged 18 to 25 said that on average, a 382,000 salary would make them feel like they've achieved financial freedom. And other generations have something else to say. So for millennials, they say that they would need around 444,000, while Generation X says that they would need 575,000. And for boomers, they would need 521,000. So members of Gen X would need the biggest salary to feel rich. Although Gen Xers are currently among the highest earning of workers, the 43 to 58-year-olds are also dealing with more credit card and other personal debt than any other generation. So along with that, they're also a part of the sandwich generation, which means that they're balancing raising their own children with supporting their parents or other older relatives while trying to achieve financial goals such as saving enough money for retirement. So a rich salary may be a moving target, though a higher salary may help you accomplish your financial goals and avoid stressing about routine expenses. It still may not make you feel wealthy. So people who reported higher incomes named bigger salaries that they would need to achieve financial freedom. A $500,000 salary would make those who currently earn less than 100,000 a year feel rich. And those who currently make six figures say that they need at least 600,000 a year. So location may be a factor into this as well, which makes sense considering that the cost of living can vary widely from place to place. So people from the western and northeastern regions of the United States were slightly more likely than those from the south and midwest to say that they would need to earn $1 million or more to be considered rich. But that shouldn't be too surprising considering a $250,000 salary is relatively worth the most in the South, and it's not worth as much in the West and in the Northeast. So feeling rich is more about how much money you have in the bank. So how anyone defines being rich for themselves, it might mean hitting a certain net worth or just having the ability to do things that they love or spending time with their family. So even when you speak to people who are in the 10 million in net worth, they still say that they worry if they're going to have enough. So I insist that feeling truly well off is more about the ability to do activities and to buy things that are important to you. So money creates meaning, and that is a really core part of a rich life. Another thing that I would love to share with you guys is how more women, more than ever, are single, and that's going to take a change in the economy forever. So women are asserting their independence as they should, but it could cost them in the long run. So women are doing for themselves, and it's changing the way that the economy operates. So an outsized number of women in the United States are unmarried, and a record of 52% as of 2021. So that's the largest number ever, right? So in 1900, that percentage was at 7%. So although this data supports the assumption that women are more economically and socially independent more than ever before, this could bode financially bad for the future. So the gender wage gap continues to plague many women, particularly single mothers, from making the same economic gains as single men and married couples. Women who have never been married made 92% of what never married men did in 2022 and have 29% less wealth. The sheer growth of single women is rippling across the economy, and that is leaving a mark on the labor market, wealth, and on spending. So the bad news is that the wage gap between men and women has remained stuck for over the past 15 years. So this is a gap that's been ongoing for the past 15 years. And single women are filling a void in a very tight labor market, but they're still earning less than single men. So while single men are out earning single women, married couples had nearly 4 times the median net worth of single people in 2019. And unfortunately, unmarried women's dollar doesn't pack as much power as an unmarried man's or married woman's. Single women spent an average of 39,000 in 2021 compared with 41,000 for single men. So if you guys are following what I'm saying, women mostly tend to spend on things that they need. Single women tend to have less wealth, and that's particularly true if they're single mothers. So overall, given their lower income, more spending does go towards their necessities. So if you guys are understanding what I'm saying, you have Americans who are saying what it would take for them to be considered rich or what it would take for them to feel rich. And that number is nowhere near the salary that they're currently making. And we also have a wage gap between single women and men, right? So married women and single men are making more than single women or single mothers. And these are just more reasons as to why people need to start working with us. So there's no wage gap in this company and in this business. Men and women get compensated the same. People need to stop taking their jobs so seriously when there's an opportunity where they can decide to start working for themselves and never ever have to worry about getting laid off, never have to worry about if there's a wage gap, or never have to worry about if they're not making enough money to feel rich. And here we offer everyone an opportunity to start working for themselves, get financial education, and at the same time, have the opportunity to make uncapped income. So that's all for today's segment, you guys. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you guys can apply it to your life and to your business. That way you guys can